Today's Claudism is the party of oneer or party of one. And if you're an empath, if you're a highly sensitive person, if you've been codependent in relationships, this is a really good clip for you. And we use it in our groups, in my teachings, because, and I'm going to be reading over here because I made a long list. So I'm going to go through 6 points today. Okay, 6. So the party of one syndrome is a phrase that I've coined to characterize really the hardworking child, the little kid who was on their own, who resolved many things by themselves or for their family and was never mirrored or acknowledged. And the image that I have, or sometimes when I'm thinking of myself as a party of one, is just that kid with the backpack, usually a really good student, really helped around the house. And the image that I also have is at night, under the covers, ruminating, really solving things by themselves. And of course, obsessiveness and ruminations is going to be one of the things they struggle with as adults. So you may be a party of oneer. Number 2, the characteristics of the party of one. Fixers, solvers, in charge, in control, super resourceful, because they had to figure it out on their own when they were kids. They will pay, they will work, they will stay longer, they will jump if you ask them to jump. They are the best listeners. They will listen, because in order to get acknowledgement or love, they had to be super doers. They had to really be the ones who helped in the family, who worked really hard. So they're also the people that you want on your team, right? You really want them on your team, on your work team. Number 3, some of the issues that show up with party of oneers is that they feel burdened, and they are burdened. They're overworked. Pretty much all the isms, alcoholism or workaholism, they're overeaters or undereaters. This is a big one. They're over-responsibilized. And I know that sounds strange because you want people who are responsible, right? They're over-responsibilized. So playing or resting is really hard. Just soaking in some pleasure is really hard. They feel guilty because they're always in charge. They're always the responsible one. And they're valued for it. Over time, they can become super resentful because they feel really overburdened, and they can feel used and victimized. The other thing is, if you know anything about Jung and the masculine energy and the feminine energy that's in all of us, the party of oneer can be over masculinized in the sense that they're always asserting, doing, out in the world, responsible, framing situations. They're the frame, and they're also the home, the internal home. So they tend to lean on being over masculinized. I know certainly myself as a single mom, that has happened to me, and it's something that I've had to curve, right? Is to come back, to learn how to rest, to learn how to be at ease, to learn how to receive. So let's move into the relationship issues. Well, the other thing is they can ruminate and obsess because they're always thinking on their own, and they always think that they're the only one who can solve things. Okay, lots of money leakages because they're paying for everyone. They're alone with money. So there's lots of money leakages. And remember, when I talk about money, I talk about the root of leaking money is feeling very, very alone in your life. Lots of cortisol showers, they're stressed. But just think of this idea of they ruminate a lot because they have to solve issues, or they feel like they have to solve issues on their own. Relational issues, they're super independent, but want to be in a partnership. They do want to be in a partnership, but they feel undeserving because They weren't mirrored as children. They weren't seen for them. They were seen for what they did, how they helped, how they saved situations. So the party of one are, even though they want to be in a relationship and will be in a relationship, they don't trust the relationship because they think that they're only valued for what they do. So relationships aren't seen as a place of play or pleasure or rest. That's really important. This is all solvable, by the way. Some of their sayings are, don't worry, I got it, I'm good. Do you need help? They're not very good for asking for help. So number 6, healing practices for the party of oneer. Self-awareness. Self-healing. Anything that's self-healing, 12-step groups. Group psychotherapy is big because you learn how to be with others, and you learn that others take up their own part, take up their role. Codependence Anonymous, because they tend to be codependent. Asking for help is huge, but it must be a healing practice. Asking for help to rearrange your closet for the little things, because see, it's that little party of oneer that never got this. Asking for help around beauty, around rest is really big. And lastly, and I'm going to do a post on this later, is learning that there's a party of Two-niverse. And I say Two-niverse because there is help from universe, from others, from people whom you ask help from. Okay, so there is a party of Two-niverse. And when we move into party of Two-niverse, we know that we are healing as party of oneers.